hey, if y'all be quiet, because it was somebody was on Vlad was talking about, and this happened here in Texas. It was in Waco. It was a big gang shooting, which I see them all the time.
You see gang shootings all the time?
No, the group. It was a big biker gang. I ain't even gonna say their name. Yeah. Shit happened at I can't forget. It wasn't Hooters, but it's a place like Hooters. I can't think of the name. There used to be one around the corner from where we used to live.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it either. But I know what you're talking about.
Shooting, couple people died, whoop-de-whoop, gangs fight, blah, 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 blah. They said nobody went to jail, prison, or anything because everybody shut the fuck up, didn't speak. They stayed on code. Both sides. They stayed on code. Nobody went to jail. Meaning, let them do their work. I ain't saying shit.
And I want to spend some time with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Yo, welcome back. Yes, we at it again.
What I'll tell you about one
this is the new
what is that?
They had samples the other day. It's the coconut colada bowl. It's fire. These are expensive. $11 for this. I don't think I'm saying. Yeah, these things is $11. Ain't cheap.
I'm about to start making them and selling them.
What you gonna sell them for? $5.99?
You gotta undercut it so people be like, oh man. Just a little bit.
No, I do 2 for $15. You know how we used to do back in, well, people
be
used
careful. Be careful with yourself, sir. You almost.
Hustlers know, back in the day growing up, you know, you had that teenager, y'all know what I'm talking about, or 2 for $15.
Well, I got what is this called? A slim and trim strawberry, add pineapples and mango.
It got coconut in there. It's gonna be a problem for you?
Yeah. If it's got actual coconuts.
I don't think so.
Well, you say that, but I ain't about to gamble and then be looking like Oompa Loompa.
Let's see right now for
your comedic experience.
It's for the camera.
Do you want me to say I don't give a about them people? When I'm swole up at home, them people ain't nowhere to help me.
Oh.
You doing the most,
It's
sir.
good. It has a honey drizzle on it.
I can't do all of the textures. There's too many things happening. You got this down here. You got the granola stuff. It's just so much happening. I can't do nothing like that.
Strawberry. Let's say this part.
What I tell you about that?
It's
you
not
still
coconut.
trying to get me? No, I'm not dealing with you.
It's not
Because it be just my look that the piece I bite into got some coconut in it, then I be swollen up and you be somewhere laughing.
But you drink coconut tequila all the time and you be fine.
Because I told you that's not natural.
You want to hold that.
We gonna have to.
Cause I'm driving.
We gonna have to do something.
Oh, you want to drive? We can switch. You can drive.
No, I'm good. Just
You sure? Oh, it's fire.
Really?
Hey, Smoothie King. We need a sponsorship because
between Smoothie King and them
these prices for the smoothie. Hey, but I do want to say, y'all, the little 4-ounce sample. I was like, man, this look like, you know what a kitty cup of ice cream used to be. Man, it was about like that big and small. And they trying to stuff all the fruit and everything on top. I was like, dude, I couldn't barely put my spoon in it without it.
They gave it to you for free though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was like, man, this is small as hell. Who the hell is gonna be able to eat this without spilling all the fruit out? Y'all need to fix that. But hey, we back with another one. And yes, we are. You know what? I know I've been speaking on the Diddy situation, so we gonna get the wifey's opinion on Diddy.
Oh, okay.
So, what you think about everything that you done heard so far?
I mean, we kind of talked a little bit about it, and
Okay, but no, tell the people.
you know, I'm a person who, you know, I believe in the hope of people. I believe.
Yeah, you believe too much. I'd be like, okay.
And I think it's because, I mean, even with family, I believe that family can change. I believe that if you make effort, you can be a better person. If you put the effort in, I believe that if you try hard enough on a day-to-day basis, it's work. It's gonna be work. If you had a horrible past, but even people with a horrible past can be better people.
Yeah.
So when I'm hearing, well, first let me touch on the
Hold
abuse.
on, tore that shit down in a minute.
That was quick because we just came over here. But I believe with the Cassie situation, I watched that.
So they got rid of CC's pizza. What was going on at CC's pizza? Oh,
Are you being rude?
Yeah, my bad. I just.
It's been closed for a while, though, sir.
I swore that shit was open.
No, but anyway, I am not a promoter of abuse of any kind. I don't care what your reasoning is. You do not have the right to put your hands on somebody. Now, I will agree. If I'm putting my hand,
hold up. You say that, but is that for men and women, or is that just for men?
I think it's for men and women. Nobody has the right. If you feel like that you need to hit somebody, you need to remove yourself.
Yeah.
That to me means that this situation no longer serves you. If I feel like I have to put my hands on you and discipline you, you don't need to be in that relationship. That is not your child. That is your partner. And I just don't believe in that at all. You know I don't believe in physical touch. And I have my own reasonings for it, and that's a whole nother video. But
I think I noticed that it was a conversation before about I'm trying to word this right.
is it domestic abuse?
No, why is it okay to spank or whoop your child, but you can't do an adult?
You know what?
When
I was
hold up. Can I get my thought out? But people were saying that, and they was like, oh, you know what? I never looked at it like that. It's okay because it's a child, but when you're an adult, it's not okay. And I think people look at it like, okay, well, if I was allowed to do this to my kid when they out of line, why shouldn't I be able to do this to somebody who's an adult when they out of line?
First of all, okay, there's layers.
I'm just saying.
There's layers to this, and you know I'm about to. So okay.
There's layers to everything.
It's a lot of layers to this.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, we can go because growing up, that was the discipline I received. When I was out of line, if I talked out of turn, if I did something that I know that I was not supposed to do, I got my ass whooped. Okay. Or I got hit in the mouth for being disrespectful.
Yeah.
Or that was. However, my parents received that same action from their parents. And I think generationally, it's passed down because I received it, and I feel like I'm a better person because of the discipline. So I'm going to give my kids the same thing my parents gave them. And I think that this is clearly something that happens in the black community. Yeah. I will be honest. When we started parenting our children 20-something years ago, I did start with spankings. And it wasn't like serious things. They were little, so you just spanking them on the ass to get them in line. However, I always had a problem. This goes to show you how deeply empathic or emotional I am as a human being.
You know,
I would get in my fit disciplining them, then I would feel away because they would feel away. And I'm like, this can't work for me because I'm an empath. I really, on a day-to-day, I can feel a person's energy. and it affects me sometimes in bad ways. And so I have to be careful. My kids would be crying, and them crying would make me cry or make me feel like a horrible person. And I'm like, this can't work. So for me, I had to literally have different conversations with my kids. When I was upset, I used the tones to let them know that they were out of line and that I was not happy with them. And I would typically just kind of separate myself from them so they would know that how impacted I was. And normally that showed the kids that those behaviors were not okay. And for me, that was my way, because I was disciplined and I never liked the way it felt. Sometimes I took one for the team. I would get a whooping because I was the oldest sibling and people were watching me and they couldn't just let me get away with it, or the others would think that it was cool. So I would get the whooping for the sake of, and I never liked that. And so for me, I tried to be better about those things with my kids. I had conversations with them. I would talk to them about why things were not okay, why things were not wrong. I never was a fan of hitting. And I always felt like, what is it changing? Like, you're hitting me, what is it changing? It's not changing my behavior, and most of the time it makes kids worse. So I never liked that.
I ain't gonna say it for all the time.
I mean, it had me scared of them more than anything.
Some change, yeah, and that's a good thing. And we see with the kids nowadays who ain't scared of their parents. They killing their parents, beating the shit out their parents, all types of shit that we see with the kids, because they ain't never been scared, never got their ass whooped by their parents.
That's true. The second layer to that conversation is,
but I don't want to go.
You are not my parent.
I don't want to. It has to be a parent.
Yeah,
but
when you talking about, when you compare discipline,
it doesn't have to be a parent.
Disciplining an adult.
What does a parent do? What does a parent do?
You know, this has been an argument between me and you.
It's just like what I say when your father, when you get married and your father passes you on to this man, this husband or whatever, he's giving you authority. Your father is basically giving you authority
to take care of his daughter,
to do everything that he done to take care of his lover, and
that is not the case. And we can call John. I will call John. Do not play with me.
Love her, take care of her.
He did not say hit me. Because I'm going to tell you what, I've only had one time in my entire life that my daddy has disciplined me. And it was because I was being disrespectful and talking out of turn.
And if you being disrespectful and out of turn,
you do not get the right to hit me.
You're right. But
that does not give you the right to hit me. That means you need to learn better communication skills.
You do have communication skills.
Absolutely not.
So you saying that time when your daddy, you saying that one time he needed better communication skills?
Absolutely he did. And I will tell John. I told John that. Why come you just, I've asked, why come you just couldn't have talked to me?
Maybe he did.
You could have pulled me to the side and have a conversation with me, but you hit me in front of a room full of people. I can't come back from that.
I need more of this story from John. I'm gonna have to talk to John. Like,
what you mean? There is no more. It was a.
Hey, it's always three sides to a story. Yours, the truth, and God's.
Well, I don't have for me, I don't have a problem with saying I was at a place.
Get back on the Diddy.
But anyway,
this will go a whole lot.
But as far as that, I do not condone abuse to any degree.
Yeah.
Woman, man, keep your hands to yourself. And if you feel like you can't, you need to remove yourself. Period. Whether you're a woman or a man, that's just how I feel. Flat. And ain't nothing else to it. And so on the Cassie situation, I feel like what I saw in that video, I felt like his should go to jail for that. But after that whole thing with Cassie, she came out, she was paid, and Diddy came out and said, I have a bad past, there's things that I've done, blah blah blah. He had a whole little video, and in that video he stated that after those things, after his relationship with her fell apart, he got help, went to therapy, done things to be a better human being. Now, if what he said was true, and all of those things, these things that he's being penalized for, happened before he got the help, then my issue is we're speaking about these things like they're still happening. For me, I need context.
Yeah.
I need to know and I guess to me, this is gonna sound crazy. If he did all of those things to people, then he's an effed up human being. Regardless if it was in his past or today, you're still fucked up. That shit that people were talking about he did is horrible. And I do believe
Well,
the people have some responsibility in it as well.
What are we talking about? People saying he did.
If he drugged people, if he made people do sexual things to someone while they were incoherent, if those things that they're saying is true. I
say that if you drug people unwillingly, then yeah. But if people took drugs knowingly, what they were getting into, you shouldn't hold that person to that.
I agree that there needs to be some accountability.
Because you took that stuff knowing what was gonna happen, and apparently this shit was ongoing. So were these the same people who keep coming back to these parties?
Like I said, this is why I feel like I need some deeper context.
Yeah.
For me, if you are a woman and you've been drugged, I'm gonna give y'all something personal that happened to us.
No.
We never really talked about this.
What?
Me and you talked about it, but we ain't talked about it on the thing.
Hold up, what you gonna talk about?
I ain't. Do you remember when we went to that bar back home?
What you talking about?
Shut up. You remember when we went to that bar back home, and me and you had a drink at the bar, and this was Zen. I know what you're talking about. It was a place in Kansas City called Zen. And we used to go there all the time.
It was lit back in our day.
Right. So anybody who know us, anybody from our back in the day past, they know we was a whole lituation. Okay? People would come up to me like, y'all know how to kick it. Like, but anyway, we're not gonna go into that part. But we was at the same place. One random night we came, me and him. We didn't come with the crew, just me and him. And we ordered drinks. Did I drink? I started drinking first.
I don't remember. I know we was at the bar and we was
just talking.
We was watching the drinks. We seen them being poured, but I was like, nobody got, well, I can't remember if we actually seen it all the way of our drinks being made, but we seen, this is not the bar.
We seen when she brung them to us.
Yeah, because we was at the bar, so we might have had our back. Normally, I'm always at an angle when I'm talking to you, another person.
Yeah.
Is right there.
But I think because we had been there so much, we didn't think.
Yeah, we didn't think nothing of it. But long story short, we noticed, like, after a while, we started feeling weird. Like, man, something just ain't right.
Right.
Like, something ain't right. We wasn't taking nothing, wasn't doing nothing. But something about these drinks wasn't right.
And like 30 minutes in, it hit me.
And we was like, you know what? Let's get up out of here.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting up out of there.
But I could barely walk out. One drink.
It was like one. And if you know me from our Sips on Fridays,
we can drink.
We sips. So that drink shouldn't have did it. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember.
Even the next day, we was like, you know what? I think somebody.
I don't think it was tequila then I was really drinking. I think it was more, we was on vodka and stuff like that back then. But
I say we could barely get out of the car when we got to the house.
Yeah, I was like, man, thank God I don't know how we got to the car. Because I was like, man, somebody had to put something in the drink.
Right.
And nobody else got to our cups and nothing like that. So I was like, it had to be the fucking bartender.
Because the
bartender had to do something.
Yeah.
And I honestly, at this time, I can't remember right now. I can't remember if it was a dude or a chick who served us a drink. But I do remember hearing like the story.
The next few weeks.
That other people were having the same issues about motherfuckers. Somebody, they just getting wasted off a drink. And it's like, this is not their normal.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I think somebody got us. I don't know what the fuck they put in our drink. And I think that's around then, what is it? GA? The drug, just whatever.
Yeah.
What they was calling it, the date rape drug. I was like, I don't know what the fuck was going on, but something got put in the shit.
Yeah. Because the way we woke up the next day, we didn't remember how we got home. We didn't remember half of the drive. Like it was we never felt like that before.
Never.
Even the next day, groggy, headaches, just not feeling the way we was ever familiar with. And I was like, I think somebody did something.
I just don't remember. I didn't remember shit.
Yeah. So we've experienced somebody taking advantage of us.
And
Thank God we
got up out of there and couldn't nothing happen.
Right.
In time or what? Because we don't know if they could have been setting up somebody to get robbed, or I could have been, they seen how when we in there deep with our people, we was always kicking it, buying bottles and doing whoop-de-whoop and stuff like that. So then we know somebody else who used to kick it with us, they went. I can't remember, but yeah, so that feeling, that's a real fucked up feeling.
It is a very messed up feeling.
if any of that shit came out like that, you know, he actually did that, then
yeah.
But I just have a problem with, if you got, like I'm saying, if you got people who went to these things the first time and they did this, okay, and I need to know more. Like, did they keep coming back every time there was a freak off?
Because
I got a problem with that.
There are some women that are in this that said that they came back. You know that there have been women had said.
See, I ain't heard nothing about no women that said they came back. All I know is the DA is trying to keep everything on hush, who all the people is.
Well, you know, the last two women, you know, the one girl, she was one of the last ones. In her thing, she said that he did something.
What's the last one? I ain't heard no last girl. Only thing that I've heard is pretty much what they got getting their story from. It sounds like Cassie, because they saying she got a book or tell-all or some shit about and gave them information on everything went down. So I haven't seen anything about other witnesses, other people who was at these parties.
Yes, you have, because it's been women coming out saying,
I ain't seen none of these women. I ain't heard.
You ain't seen them, but you've heard about them.
I ain't heard no other women. I have not heard nothing about.
Well, I have.
Now, it's just like stories. We hear stories all the time. Which, I've been hearing stories about P. Diddy's parties all the time. That's just like hearing stories about Will and Jada. I heard when we first came here, I heard stories about the club here that they used to frequent and shit. Because I knew the dude who was he used to valet. And he was cool at a lot of the owners at the big clubs and shit around town. He used to tell me about shit to come in town. So, yeah, that was hearsay, that type of shit. But I haven't seen nobody else besides. I've heard more dudes come out speaking, like the dude tried to sue him. The producer.
Even he said he came back.
The producer, yeah, I was like, dude, that makes no sense to me. If you gonna keep coming back, that's where I got a problem with it. Now, if you ain't,
because to me, you're saying I'm an adult, but I came back again because what? Why'd you come back? Did you think it wasn't happening, or you came back because you wanted to see?
Well, you're not even gonna do that. I think it wasn't happening. If you come back and this happened to you already, then in my mind, it's like, you want to go further. You want to go further in what's going on. You enjoyed it, but maybe you feeling some type of way, like about yourself, because you did whatever the fuck. You feeling some way, but you really liked it in a way. It's like the episode with Dave Chappelle when he was talking about the internet. He was like, man, the internet, wow. Well, you just
going back to that room.
You go in, you see some shit, and you look. You know it's disgusting, but you. Like, man, I gotta go back in and look.
Did I really see what I saw?
That's what it's like.
That's why you gotta be careful of the devil's makings.
Yeah, with the
temptation is one of the major sins in the Bible. Okay,
temptation is a motherfucker, and
so
people got all these lustful ways and acts. It's like what I was saying the other day about Diddy. Like,
what?
I think Diddy came back in another life, and he was actually a Roman back in the day. Because we know the Romans, boy, they was smart. I've watched enough.
No, you say he got Roman behaviors. Yeah. He do a little bit.
I've watched enough history movies and shows and shit back in the Roman days and everything. Like, we about to watch one now just coming out with Denzel Washington playing. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some freaky shit that you're gonna see. Like, boy, them Romans, them motherfuckers was off the chain.
And they believe they was gods too.
And that's what I think Diddy was. Diddy came back. This is his other life, and he still have that Roman spirit in him. And hey, once you get to a high level to do shit and see shit, because from what I was hearing, like, he was just he had a real, instead of him watching porn on
he had it right in front of him.
Pornhub, he was right there in front of it. That's what I'm saying.
And he recorded it. From some of the things that they've been saying, like it's a lot of videotapes.
But you know what's crazy about it? I ain't heard the DA say too much about women. I keep hearing male prostitutes. I'm like, damn.
Well, basically, because they saying that the women, he paid the men to have sex with the women.
Yeah, so it was male prostitutes. So who is these women? So if I'm ordering male prostitutes and they having sex with women.
He not ordering male prostitutes.
This is like, you know what? What's that? What? He ordered them.
No, they said he had them people, his women, go on the internet, find them, because that's one of the things they said about Cassie. Said that Cassie would find. He made her find somebody, and he would make her have sexual intercourse with these people.
That's just crazy. Cause I'm like, I used to think like, well, Cassie was bad. I'm like, damn, Cassie was doing that. I was like,
she is cute. She's
like, yeah. I don't know. I ain't really seen it, but I was like, damn, Cassie was doing that. I like that. Well, that's a whole nother level of, I guess, when you got.
She was doing what?
Well, shit I heard. I ain't even gonna speak out there and say nothing down here, but I was like, hey, she was a wild girl. That's what when Romans do what they say, when you're in Rome, do what Romans do. I guess that's what the fuck it was, cause the shit I was like, and you keep coming back, you keep doing this. That's where I have a problem with it. It was like, yeah, if it happened one time and you ain't never come back,
but look,
you done distance yourself from this shit. You got entrapped, tangled, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah, I can rock with you on that. But when you keep coming back,
okay,
I have a problem.
Okay, so this is the thing between men and women. So if you don't know anyone who has been mentally and physically abused.
I have. I'm mentally, physically abused. You know, you kept me entrapped in here all these over 20 years. What are you talking about?
First of all, I want you to be careful with your words, okay? And you know
what?
It's an open door. If you don't want to be here, Mr. Williams,
I can't. I'm trapped. What are you talking about?
People will believe that I'm trapped.
You forced
more
me
than they will believe you trapped.
Use a lie.
Get your life.
Use a lie. But
you know what?
I'm just saying the shit.
You make me not want to have a conversation.
The shit just. I'm sorry. The shit just.
But what I'm saying,
the math ain't math, and I guess that's the easiest way for me to say.
From what they say, the way he talked to her, even her security guard.
Yeah.
The way he said this, he used to talk to her. That stuff it's one of my things that I live by. Somebody always told me, this is a long time ago, when mental abuse is worse than physical abuse, because you can put makeup on physical abuse, but what somebody says to you mentally, what you put into somebody's head about themselves, that shit'll fuck with your psyche. And for me, I believe that when I see Cassie, when I see this situation, that's what that looks like to me. And so if somebody breaks you down, and she was really young when she 16, 17?
She was that young?
Yes, when
they got together?
When he signed her and brought her into his care.
Signed her and I need to know, when did this shit actually start? Yeah, because I signed you at 16, 17, don't mean I had that type of relationship with you till you.
They said from the moment she signed, she was always with him. So that means to me what they call grooming. He been
No. Hold up. Just because I'm always with you, I signed you as an artist. You are supposed to be always with me as an artist. If I'm building you up and promoting you, I see that.
I get
but
that.
If I'm just building you up on business wise at that time, it is what it is. But yeah,
what if it wasn't all on business?
But we don't know that.
Let me tell you why I don't believe that. Because Usher, there's a video of Usher talking to what's that guy?
See, that's the problem. People all putting their emotions in everything, and I don't believe that.
This is not emotion. This is for conversation.
No, I don't believe that. You ain't heard Usher come out and say that.
Yes, I did. He was on what was that white guy's name?
I ain't heard Usher.
Howard Stern.
I ain't heard Usher say that about.
You can pull it up. I don't know if Howard Stern still does. I
think he does. He got a boy EYL and was just talking about him the other day. I think he's not as big as what he is, but they were talking about he a GOAT, and he got a big deal from one of the streaming platforms or some shit.
But there's a video of him talking to Usher and asking Usher when he was introducing the business and how he was with L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid introduced him to Diddy, and he went to some island, and I forgot what they called the camp.
Was this
supposedly?
Was this Epstein Island?
I don't. First of all, but and they said that he says nobody's telling him this. He's telling Howard Stern, and he was like 13, between 13 and 16. They took him to these parties where he said there was a lot of inappropriate adult things happening. And
I'm gonna need you to pull that up because I'm gonna have to put that in here. I'm gonna need to see that.
I'm gonna have to see if I can find it again.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So
it was
nobody
crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't
and
say that.
Okay.
I didn't
But
say
you
that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there, Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people
all
are
of
hanging
these-
around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what and do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your...
And he's saying, he's telling Howard Stern about the stuff that went on there. He feel like he was not old enough to understand and wrap his mind around at that time what was going on. But he was like, so Howard Stern asked him, about it. He was like, really? He was like, yeah. He's like, when I told you the parties was something, they was something. Howard Stern asked him, would you ever allow your kids to go and do what you did, what L.A. Reid and them did with you, and allow you to go? He was like, absolutely not. There is no way in hell. This is an actual video, and he talks about the people who was there.
Hey.
He says,
Hey. Stop beating on my armrest, okay?
your armrest?
You can say, stop beating
Yours?
Stop beating on the armrest. Get back to
Okay,
the
thank
story.
you. You said
Yeah.
you cleared it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't clear nothing up.
Yeah,
Stop
you
beating
did.
on the damn armrest. But continue. What I need? Okay, don't make me pull out the baby oil in this motherfucker.
I cannot.
Shit.
I will not. I won't. But he talks about it in the video, and he said he would never allow his children to be in the spaces that he was allowed to be in.
I'm gonna have to find that video.
Yes. It's an interview. You can pull it up and you can clip it and put it in here so that people can see. I'm not making it up. So to me, when I'm hearing Usher say something like that of that magnitude, that means
Usher, I'm gonna need you to speak more on this. I'm gonna
he
need.
probably ain't about to come out and say nothing now.
Well, shit. If everybody name about to come out in this list anyway or shit, cause they gonna have to go back and pull everybody.
Cause they saying that he is in one of Cassie's findings.
Nah.
She said that he was there. What's the other? That's the white guy that they saying
well,
that
no,
down?
that's when he was at the restaurant and they said, I think I told you about it. They said Diddy,
Punched her in her stomach or something.
yeah, at the table and everybody was around and seen it. And the next day he got some big major deal. It was with Leo Corn, Lyle Corn, or
But
whatever
he's the
his
same
name
one
is.
who we was talking about just stepped down from.
No, that's Kevin Lyle.
Oh, okay.
I think he was there too. I think he was there and Leo Corn, Lyle
Yeah,
Corn,
they said
whatever.
L.A. Reid was there. They said Usher. It's a few people. So to me,
And who else was there? It was another entertainer who was there. But yeah, so if they seen that, then they're gonna have to be like, yeah, I seen it. But the thing is, this case, it's not about her. They're not charging him for anything that was done on that video. At least what I've seen, even from the judges speaking, the DA speaking, not the DA, but his attorney speaking, I haven't seen none of this be about him in a situation with
but
Cassie.
I told you what they're using Cassie's situation as. That is a character assassination. You watching that video shows you a different side of Diddy that you like, whoa.
That's just like saying, I get it, I see what they're doing, but that's just like saying, well, you know how they'll tell you that you seen something in court, and the judge will be like, strike that out, pretend like y'all never seen that type shit.
Yeah, but you can't. Who seen that video and said I'm never?
But that.
After I seen that video, I felt a way about him.
Yeah, he like that.
I was like,
he
bro.
Everybody agrees with that.
So yes, you definitely did change your perspective on the type of person he was.
No, I don't.
Notice I said was.
But
even though you don't know the context, I don't think the way he was doing her, I don't think context matters. But
well, I get it, but context always matters.
You would say that.
Context always matters, because if it would have been vice versa, and she was doing that to him,
if you come up and smack me in the face.
Yeah, women do that shit all day long, and that context don't matter.
Let me finish my thought. If you come up and smack me in the face, and then there are videos released of me doing you like what Diddy did to her. Wait.
I know what you gonna say.
And then you be like, but she smacked me in the face. So,
what?
But you smacked me in the face.
But I know as a man, even if I say that, in the world we live in, that shit ain't gonna matter. So you can't say shit on that.
Again,
they just gonna be like, oh well, you should have just not done nothing. It ain't gonna. It's not an equal judgment. If whether the sex all plays in the part. If a woman does something, it's not gonna be looked at as the same. If she does it to a man, then the man do the same thing.
Okay, so because you be always talking about me watching unsolved crimes and different stuff like this. I'm gonna give y'all a prime example of how sometimes the law does not work in your hands.
It never works. It ain't supposed to work in your hands.
There was a TikTok star. I think Jen King.
Who?
Jen King. He was from, I think he was Arabic. I'm not exactly for sure of his nationality, but he was dating initially this girl who was from Hawaii. They ended up getting into a relationship, whatever. During the time of him getting into the relationship, they were, he was becoming a major TikTok star. And he was a big TikTok dude because he did voices. And one of his main things that he got known for was doing Al Pacino's Scarface. He could mark him to a T. Like, if I showed you videos, it's crazy. But him and her, the more people liked him, the higher his numbers got. He became obsessive with, he thought he was the SHIT. And the more numbers, the more money, the worse his mentality got. And
you get the feeling like you untouchable. Everybody
everybody
love you so much. You like, oh.
The likes made him feel like he was.
That's what they call it, that kicks in. Fuck. In your brain, I can't think about it. Not your adrenaline, but it's something that. Is it dopamine?
Your dopamine.
Yeah. There was a dopamine that kicks in the brain.
Well, he initially got with her. They end up developing a relationship, had a baby together, and then he moved her, got her a green card, and moved her here. Now, they were having a great relationship, and he started interacting and bringing his wife into the conversations. They bring his wife into the conversations, and people start to fall in love with her because she's absolutely gorgeous, and people start liking her. Be on his videos, asking him about her, where she at, why she not in the video.
Don't tell me he killed his mom.
No.
Oh.
I'm his wife, the girl. He ended up marrying her, and he brought her into the video. So anyway.
So she started taking his shine.
Pretty much. And he looked at her as a threat. So he really started trying to control her. He didn't want her to go nowhere. He didn't want her to just be focused on doing videos for him, being his person.
He said, hey, this is about me, not about you.
But he brought her into doing the videos with him. Yeah. It's not her fault that people fell in love with her. That's like me and you doing this video, and that people start liking me more does not mean.
He should have stopped putting in the video. Like, this not gonna work.
First of all, you sound crazy right now.
They stopped liking you more than me in the video. I'm taking your ass out of the video, okay?
You know.
Taking your ass
Yeah,
out
because
of
we
the
know
video.
Libras like to have all the shine, right?
No, that's not.
Yeah, okay. That's
First
what I
off,
thought. I thought that'd shut you
That's
up.
not Libras. Niggas, if you know that, you know that as well. Libras is balanced people. We love everybody. We love hard.
They're charismatic and they like to be seen.
Until you... No, we don't. Most Libras is in the background. Who you know to like really be seen? What Libra you know is really out there like to be seen, talkative, and want to be out front?
You might not be talkative.
Yeah, our son ain't. Who else we know that's a Libra?
Foul.
Ain't.
What? Y'all better cut it out.
Fallon.
You and Fallon.
She low key.
No, she
What you mean?
And the fact that you see her as low key when we be out, you and her
She don't be out.
when we used to be out. You know, we older now, so life is a little different.
Now, having style and dressed up as Libras do has nothing. That ain't when you be seen. You just got style. If people like your style, it is what it is. You can't help that.
If you know a Libra, you know their personality. I just want you to say yup, just in the comments. Just put yup. She right. But anyway, what ended up happening was
Make this long story
they
short.
he started basically to try to control her, and it became to a level of abuse. The more likes he got, he started doing coke, started getting and trying to align himself with major comedians, and then of course before you know it,
Was he at some of them parties?
he wasn't at those parties. But anyway, you were so stupid. And what ended up happening was after they went through the motions of she tried to leave him, whatever, and he would come into the house, sneak into the house and do things in their condo, break up stuff, do stuff. And he eventually shot her and a male friend of her. He shot her in the head, shot him in the head.
First off, we're not gonna play this. This is a male friend or
He came over to help her. He claimed that they were in the process of a separation. He came in, broke in her house, and did all
this
this
is how I
stuff.
see this. You got
Of course,
this,
you about to. I know how you about to.
You got this other motherfucker in my house that I built you up. And this nigga
there you go with that built you up.
And this motherfucker,
There you go with them
he's
words.
trying to get my goods. Pow.
They're not your goods anymore. I'm not with you.
It's you always with me, okay? Forever.
Do y'all see who the psychotic one is?
What did it say when you got married?
David,
What did it say?
If I divorce,
What did that pastor say when you got married? Okay? What did he say?
I just want you to
No, just answer the question.
Keep on being yourself so these people can see.
Just answer the question.
Just keep being
Just
yourself.
answer the question. I am being myself.
It's said for better or for worse.
And what else?
From sickness to health.
What else?
Till death do us part.
Yeah,
But
right. To death do you part. That's right.
But look.
And they parted. You right.
I'm going to tell you right now. If I
What?
divorce you and you show up in my house,
I'm going to show up.
acting the way that fool acting,
I'm going to show up.
you ain't going to have to worry about shooting nobody in my crib. I'm going to shoot you first.
For one.
I'm going to say you posed a threat. I ain't about to wait for the law to do what the law got to do. If you keep showing up to my house unannounced,
Better go get your
When
own
we
house.
done?
If it's my house and I want my house, I'm showing up to that motherfucker.
he didn't want it.
He wanted something in the house. That's it. But anyway.
He ended up killing her. But the ultimate thing is, for me, is the police had gotten many calls from the people in the apartment complex, even her, about how he was doing her. And every time they would show up, he would give some lame story, and they would let him stay.
And those things, it's fucked up, but I get, because there is a trail. If she called,
What does the trail matter if she dead?
that's not what I'm saying, but she called and did all the things to try to prevent that. If none of these other people, even Cassie, there's never no call the police, he's doing
Allegedly. You're saying what you think. Allegedly.
Yeah, because I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
I would think that by now, with her stuff out, they would have. They got video footage of him doing that, yes. But where is the cause of all this abuse for her calling? Because we hear stories every day where the women call the police. Matter of fact, I just seen some shit in Houston.
The lady got killed.
Called all of this. He got out. This was actually in Houston. Big soccer player.
Mm-hmm. He came out and beat the out of her?
At the daycare. She went to drop off the kids. He got out of jail, pulled up on her.
He was in jail because of abuse of her.
And went right back and was just all going upside her head. See, she called and there's some type of trail. But I haven't heard anything with all these other peoples that's saying anything. Only thing I did hear was, which came out, the lady years ago, who I think was at the party when Sean and that whole shooting happened. Who's saying she got shot. She was one of the victims who got shot at the time. And who it was and how he threatened her and all of this type of shit. I think that's the only other woman.
After she came out and she was on that news thing is when I seen the other lady that I was talking about.
See, okay. But she's the only woman that I've seen besides Cassie. Now, I've heard stories from men talking, even from Gene, his security guard and all of this shit about used to go on. Him seeing shit at the time or knowing shit.
But this is my thing. What you just say. Him now talking about things that he's seen and experienced that he knew was wrong. But why are you not being prosecuted too?
Let me correct that, because a lot of the stuff he's seen was shit going on between, from my understanding, was with Big Pac and all of them shit they issue. Because if I remember right, he did say when he wasn't with Puffy at the time, when he was with Cassie and all of this other shit. There's another guard, the guard who I haven't watched his interview on something, but he's one who was there and said he stayed around. He was trying to keep Diddy at bay or keep him off of her with certain shit that was going on. Because at the end of the day, what I always say, it always comes down to your paycheck. He was like, well, he didn't say it, but we can, like, you know what? You didn't want to stop anything or do anything because of your paycheck. Your livelihood was all on the line and all of this, blah, 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 whatever.
You know, I believe that's BS to me, because if you are security and you see me getting beat the fuck up every day, and you say, I'm more concerned about my check than her life, what kind of human being are you to choose a check over somebody else? Now, if we was having a conversation where Cassie is get murdered because of that, does your check matter? Now you've been witness to all of this that led to her being killed, and you did nothing.
There you go.
I think that the reason why R. Kelly's case made me so upset, because R. Kelly's not the only person that should have went to jail. Everybody around that witnessed his behavior, everybody around that covered it, all them parents that brung their children to these places so that R. Kelly could have whatever kind of escapade. They asses should be in the jail systems right along with them.
And them people, they were fine while they were getting paid until they stopped getting paid. But he ain't even in jail for what we was just talking about, what we think he in jail for. He's not in jail for none of that shit. He's in jail for a whole other charges, which is crazy, but we ain't gonna go into that. So, yeah, Diddy, like I was saying, I guess, he just tried to get his second bail hearing. It was denied.
He said no.
And you know what? I was like, you know what? I watched Judge Joe Brown speak on it. And this is a judge, so this is not when I see people like Charlamagne and them in the Breakfast Club saying, you don't know what you're talking about, you're not. This is an actual judge. I think he's retired. He's retired now, but he talks about everything and how the court system and all of that shit works.
He brought up some very valid points.
Yeah, he brought up some very valid points. Like, he was like, it's weird, for one, that Homeland Security raided the house, even though the feds were there, but Homeland Security superseded, and they were just there on standby, and they the ones that raided the house. I was like, okay, that's...
It's like Homeland Security does, that's not what they deal with.
Yeah. So that was one. And then he was like, they found, I guess, all these recordings of blah, 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 of every stuff that was going on. So he was like, seems to me...
Like they're trying to shut...
that they got some big, high-power people on tape.
And they trying to shut Diddy down during this election time.
Doing something, which was weird, because he did bring up the Hunter Biden laptop for some reason. I was like, I got to go back and watch it. I was like, what the fuck? maybe Hunter bought her son was cool with Diddy and went to the party.
I can believe that because
I
Hunter
was
was
like-
a wild one from what we
He
heard.
played with his nose. But I was like, nah.
I don't know.
I was like, I need some more info on that. But he brought up, Judge Joe Brown has been bringing up a lot of points. If y'all, I'm probably gonna throw a clip in of him talking on shit in the whole thing. But I was like, you know what? That makes sense. And he talked about him, how he should get bail and all of this and
He said he should, but he didn't.
stuff. But yeah, they didn't give him his bail.
Twice
So
they
I was
denied.
like, you know what? This is my personal thought. I think I don't want to say it out loud, but I don't think Puffy gonna make it. I don't think this court or trial shit. I think it's gonna be like another Epstein. Cause if he does or had video of high level potential people doing some wild shit on video, and if they got enough pull to get Homeland Security, well, who would have that type of pull? Which made me think about what he was talking about with Hunter and all of that shit. It was like, damn, who would have fucking pull like that? Oh,
Really?
This nigga, he got. No, I'm just saying, he would have that pull to bring in Homeland Security to raid and get
It would
this
have
video
to be
footage. So
political people.
political people at these parties. These just all ain't rappers and entertainers and shit like that. I think these are some real because he had what Prince from other countries and shit he was connected with. I'm like, yeah, I don't think he gonna make it. Cause if any of them got caught, and which I ain't mad at him, cause if you're doing shit, you always want to keep you a get out of jail free card. Now I'm saying this is the time he need to use that get out of
Well,
jail.
I think it's stupid for you to have get out of jail card.
No, it's not.
But no. Let me finish my thought, bro.
You said first off, you just said it's stupid to have get out of jail.
You didn't
free
let me
card.
finish my thought.
Okay, go ahead.
It's stupid to have get out of jail cards that you've recorded and have them in the place where you live. Why
Yeah.
would they not be in a vault locked up
Yeah,
somewhere
I-
so nobody can have access to those?
Which you're right, but
Which is dumb.
but most people think that their home is the safest place,
No.
depending on where you get. If you got your house,
If these people are heavy hands like you think,
no, from regular people, yeah. But when all this shit down, and the feds and the DEA or the Homeland Security, yeah, that's one thing. But from regular people, you thinking, yeah, they're not gonna be able to get in my house. I got heavy security guards, all of this shit, that ain't gonna happen. You probably not thinking about that. And then maybe it ain't there. Maybe the one, if you just got one really get out of jail free card, I'm not gonna have that shit nowhere in my home.
you would hope. But
That-
they said
that-
they got videos.
Yeah,
amongst
that's
videos
that,
amongst
but that's
videos.
not my get out of jail free card. You can have videos of all types of shit, but there could be one motherfucking card that supersedes all of that. This is my get out of jail free
And maybe
card.
they know that, and they trying to get him
And they
to say where that is at.
I mean, if they not, he's up out of here. Cause they look like this. It's like, if you're not gonna give us that, you up. Cause even with the Epstein shit, all this, they said it was footage and all of this shit and files and everything. He supposedly kills himself in jail. Now they trying to say, oh, white man was da 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 da, and he hanged himself. We know, and people in our community, we just ain't offering ourselves like that unless you got some real mental shit going on, like that.
I mean, the
that's
time
going on.
that he facing,
And I think that's why he's trying to get out of jail.
because he's
'Cause
scared somebody
everything-
gonna do something to him.
Yeah. All the shit he trying to do to get out of jail, the $50 million bail,
The
passports of the family,
His
da-da-da-da-da. He even came out here recently saying, you know what, I won't have no contact
Yeah.
with women, any of that, besides my immediate family, shit like that. I'll be on 24-hour house arrest like that. The whole nine. They even said no internet or phone in your house. I'm like, man, what the fuck?
He said that.
Yeah, and the judge just ain't having it. So I'm thinking like,
He know that that somebody's gonna try
Yeah.
something, and he's trying to get up.
that's
out
what I
of there.
think. They gonna try to get his ass in jail. So I hope not. I honestly do. I don't want that to happen. yeah, he did some shit fucked up to Cassie. And if the other shit came out about threatening people and all that, yeah, you threatened them, but you didn't do nothing to them. You didn't really physically harm nobody else. That's one thing that I haven't seen anything else.
But drugging somebody and
well, yeah, if that's true, I guess if you drugging people unknowingly,
right?
Yes, if you
because
unknown,
of the long-stem infection.
it's just like what you're saying. You believe that certain shit, but I believe these people weren't unknowingly drugged. I believe these people were going to these parties, taking motherfucking drugs that they wanted to take, whether it's to get in that feeling, to loosen up, whatever the fuck. I believe these people was taking them drugs themselves, knowing that it was some wild shit going on. That's just my personal thought on that, on the drugs. Now, if you did some shit, like, hey, you come to your house, we just having regular drinks in a party, and next thing you know, I'm butt-ass naked with baby oil everywhere, that's a motherfucking problem.
I'm tired of you with this baby oil visual. I'm really tired of you with it.
I can't get that shit out of my head. 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
They said baby oil and lubricants.
Hey, all I know is my costume for Halloween is baby oil. I'm coming as baby oil.
You're not coming as baby oil with me.
And I'm gonna have some little and even Judge Joe Brown was like, why are they even saying that? Why are they even putting that out there?
Why would they? Yeah. It just makes no sense. He said that's foolishness. It doesn't make sense.
I can't have baby oil, so what? I got 1,000.
It's the same thing about the guns. What does the guns have to do with this case?
Yeah,
you can't have guns?
In Florida. Nigga,
it was just weird.
It's right to carry. You can have your AR-15s if you want. Now, the serial numbers, that's a whole nother thing that if you scratched off, yeah, you're going to get in trouble for that. Depending on, but they're going to have to pin that on somebody. We don't know if that was his private security's weapons that was at the house, any of that shit. So we don't know none of that. But for them to even bring that up, it's crazy.
And they got them all laid out and pointing to
them
like,
like this is, like it's New York. I get it. If you was in New York and you had that shit in your house, yes, you're not supposed to.
But the only way I would be thinking that these guns make sense is if they're trying to say, oh, he killed somebody. Oh, he...
But they ain't even saying that. I haven't seen not one thing about murder. Only thing that they said he had something to do with murder was he put the bag on Pac. With old boy, the security, and even, there's been multiple people talk about that, said the money. Even old boy who's in jail right now about Pac shit. He was saying there was supposed to have been $1 million bag on Pac. That's the only thing I've ever heard about murder. And besides, anything that could have came close to it was blowing up Kid Cudi's car.
Right. But Kid Cudi didn't see Diddy out there blowing up his car.
He didn't say it, but he said it happened.
Yeah.
He said apparently, well, Cassie said that I guess him and Cassie was getting kind of close or whatever. He threatened her, threatened him, threatened to blow up his car. Car blew up. Cudi said shit was true. His car did blow up. Now, if he had anything to do with that, we don't know. But hey, some shit.
I'm pretty sure Diddy's not out there blowing up people's car. Yeah. Diddy got somebody to do that, so that it don't come back to him.
Yeah. So, and they even it's been rumors that he's an asset anyway. He's been an asset. But as we all know, if you're an asset to the fucking government, they will throw your ass away eventually.
Yeah, because they don't need you no more.
And this could make sense to me if you're an asset and you got all this information on people, recordings, whatever the hell it may be, they gonna come for you. And this is what it seemed like to me. It's like, I don't think he gonna make it in jail. Because they released not giving him bail with all of that shit. 50 million? How you not gonna take the 50 million?
Look.
50 million? Who has ever put up a $50 million bond? I don't know shit. Even the Jewish dude, was he Jewish? Who's almost out of here now, who's locked up. He just got another trial. He's pleading not guilty in the film industry. Who's Oprah's friend was all hugged up.
I can't think of his name.
He got bail. They were saying he was the worst of the worst. And all these regular people who do way more dirty shit in this world, they still get a bail.
I mean, they say
it's men out here right now probably whooping some chick's ass, going to jail. He gonna get a motherfucking bail and get out and go right back doing the same shit.
But also,
so but I'm just saying.
We just talked about this.
Yeah, I get that. But how you not gonna give him bail with those? because they making it like he the worst of the worst. And I'm not buying that. Yeah, he bad. He did some bad shit. We all can agree on that. But he's not fucking
Maybe
worst
it's
of the
less
worst.
of what he did, less and more of what he did it, who he did it to, that makes him worse of the worst.
What you mean? Cassie? They don't give a...
I'm
about to say
Cassie's not the only person in this indictment, sir. There's tons of people in
But
this
they
indictment.
but they only go, from what I done heard, what the DEA and what they saying is like everything they going off is basically off of Cassie. When they were saying drugging and kidnapping, that was from the video that came out. He was basically giving him a kidnapping charge because he drug her ass back when she was trying to run and go. And they making it sound like it's multiple women because even his attorneys was ready. It was like there's not multiple women in this thing. That's why I was like, hold up. So there's not. He was like, in their filings in this indictment, there's not multiple women. How they making it seem like it's 40 and 50 women in this indictment? He said it's not. It's only like a handful, maybe 3 or 4 that he was saying. He was like, the main thing is all about Cassie and the situation, but he's not being tried for that. He's not being charged for any of that.
Because I told you, Cassie's case becomes the face because it's a visual. You have a visual. This is his character.
But that's not the
They're
case.
building their character break for that.
I know what they're doing.
Right.
But that shit it's not the case. So how you gonna break a visual off of that?
Because it's a horrible visual.
Yeah, it is a fucked up well, that incident was a effed up visual that we all seen.
Right. And so as long
but all the other shit from what I'm hearing, the parties, they call them the freak offs.
I came up with that name. That's what
they saying that's what he called Puffy called them the freak. That's what they saying allegedly that he called them freak offs.
He out there talking to people like we gonna have a freak off. I just do not believe that. I do not believe that he is going to other stars and saying, "Hey, come to my party, we having a freak off."
All I'm saying, all y'all swingers out there, y'all better be aware because y'all gonna be. It's like what Boosie was just saying. He was like, "What, Boosie?"
Didn't I tell you stop talking about him?
Boosie be telling the truth. He was like, "How is something about well, if you fly a girl in and out of state,
and y'all end up having SCX.
They trying to classify that as basically trafficking."
So it's a whole bunch of dudes that be flying girls in.
Shit, if you fly, I didn't flew you out of state when I've been traveling on work.
I was your wife.
Hey,
you wasn't doing that before.
That's still trafficking. Yes, it is. Because what did Judge Joe Brown say about I can't think of the boxer's name.
Oh, you right.
But in the 1900s, it's the law that they came up with.
I forgot what he said.
Basically, it was something. Basically, black boxer had a white wife. This was back in the days in the South, and they used to travel. They didn't like that shit. We all know the history.
Travel to what's like country towns.
And the white people they didn't like that. Him traveling with the white woman. It was his wife. And she had friends and they used to travel. So they came up with a federal indictment and got him for trafficking with the white woman, even though it was his wife.
That's true. And they use that as it's an actual law on books that they use to prosecute men for
trafficking.
What they consider trafficking.
Yeah, well, it's a term they call it, but Judge Joe Brown was speaking on it. I was like, I'll be damned. I've never heard of that. And that's where they got it from. It's the Mann Act or something. I think it is the Mann Act he called it. But I'm gonna have to put that shit in here too. I was like, that's crazy. So, which I said the other day, all y'all rappers, entertainers, whether you're not an entertainer, and you flying girls out to see you here, traveling, having them taking trips, you better make them pay for their own shit. Because if that woman decides she's scorned, and when nothing hell on earth is a scorned woman, if that woman is scorned, she can come at you and use that shit. And there's gonna be some attorney who's gonna go full force on it and try to make it like you did such and such, you was horrible, all this and that, but didn't none of that probably take place. So I was like, damn, that is fucked up how they trying to do that. So yeah, everybody be safe. Luckily, I might have to can't fly you out no more next time I'm on the road. So
You want to try it? You want to try it? Let's see where it's going to get you. Don't worry, I know how to shut up, okay?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
You know.
But yeah, so man, so Diddy's he's staying behind bars right now, and
I guess so. Your initial question was, how do I feel
we're gonna see how he lasts.
about this entire thing? I feel.
Sum it up in one word.
I can't do it in one word. I can do it like this. If he did what these allegations are, and this what's being said, then he deserves to be prosecuted to the maximum ability of law. Because that shit is fucked up.
When you say these
But I
things that
also
he
feel
did, what
they're saying he did, drugging people. What if these things are true? Then he deserves to be prosecuted for the things that he did.
Oh, yeah.
However, I feel like every adult that has been called into question, they also have responsibilities to this too. And notice I said adults, because if you come into a situation, he's saying, if he's saying, oh, I'm gonna have a freak off, you already got a general idea of what this party's gonna be, and you go into it with the knowing of the party or what it is, and you're basically saying to yourself that I'm here for the funk. That's what I feel like. You here to watch, you here to be a part, whatever it is. You're a capable adult that comes into a situation, and you know what you're going into. I think that those people should be called into action to have to take accountability for their actions. If this is true that he's drugging people without their knowing, if that is true, then his ass deserved to be what the law has for him. But on the opposite end of this,
well, yeah,
as an extremely empathic, emotional human being, I pray that he does not succumb to whatever in jail. More than anything, like, I look at the fact that he got kids there, and some of them are not. He got some that are adults and some of them that are younger, and that shit breaks my heart, because I see him, his kids speak very highly of him, how he's an amazing father, how attentive he is. And if those things are true, that those kids are going to suffer a loss that they will never come back from. And that part breaks my heart. I don't want to see anybody go into jail and never be able to come out because they couldn't handle the mind frame of what's happening in there. And that part of me makes my heart hurt, because I can see a man who clearly was, these last few years, I can see a man who I could tell was in some type of confliction with himself, but it was trying hard to be a better version of himself. I can see that through his interviews. I can see that through his physical look of himself. I can see that through his conversations and some of the interviews. I can see that he was dealing, that something, or God was dealing with his internal heart. And maybe it is because of some of the conflicting things that he's done in his past. And for that, I pray that he can find some solace in that. And that, to me, is a thing I believe. I really do honestly believe that you can be a bad person and want solely to be better, and make conscious effort to be better. And it can be soul tearing, because it's almost like you're having a fight, like it's God and the devil fighting for your soul. And those things are true. People can truly be in affliction like that if you believe in what the Bible says. I believe that there is a fight for your soul, and if that is true, it makes me hurt, because you want to see people who are not good become good, because that restores your faith in human beings. It restores your faith in the faith that we believe in. If you're not a believer, then that's your thing too. But for me, as a believer, and I'm in the midst of going through my own storms internally, I pray all the time for God to change my heart, for God to soften me, for God to make me a better person and allow me to see different things in people, allow me to show up and be a different version of myself than I was prior in the past. And so as a person, as a actual human being that's in the process, I would pray for him being in this space that he's in, because I hope that he allows, and he's allowed an opportunity for the justice system to do what the justice system is supposed to do. What it's supposed to do. And that's what we're in hopes of. We know that likelihood hardly ever happens, but I'm praying that he is allowed the time to do that. And so for me, you know, that's just me. And so I just pray for his soul, whatever the determination is going to be. I pray for his kids, and you know, I hope if he's not the horrible person, I hope he has the opportunity to prove to people that he's not the horrible person that they're trying to paint him to be, and and he can have an opportunity of redemption if that's not true. But if he did do these things, I pray that they prosecute him the way that he should be prosecuted, and I pray that God covers his kids in the midst of this, because they are going to hear some things about him that they may not know how to process, because I don't know if they've got the tools for that.
Well, those are kids. Yeah, they probably not gonna hear about this shit. What you say his youngest is?
I think she's 2 or 3.
Yeah, so she ain't gonna know nothing about
But
it. It's gonna be like
the twins are like 16, 17.
Yeah.
And then there's another daughter above
they
those.
They know what's going on. They old enough to understand and everything that's going on. But the young one, yeah, she not gonna know nothing for some years. And depending on who's his young one's baby mama.
50s.
He ain't got a kid by her.
Don't he got a?
I didn't know I thought he was just messing with her.
I don't know. I'm not for exactly. I can't remember what the girl's actual name is. That's the lady live across the hallway from us. But
Oh yeah, I seen her.
I don't know what that girl's actual name is. That he got the baby
but,
love by, but I don't know. Those are the things that I think of in my heart. I want to give people the benefit of a doubt.
Yeah.
To show me that they are not what people say they are. I typically
sometimes you are what people say you are. But,
sometimes you are, but I want you. I want to allow myself the opportunity to find that out.
It's like everybody doesn't see a side of you that you are. Everybody might not have seen, like, there's people like, I ain't never seen no bad shit or nothing crazy off of Diddy. I ain't never tried to do this shit with me. But then there's people who is. So it's just like, nobody's never gonna see 100% of you or yourself unless you just want you either one way or out there or not. Either you just an evil bad motherfucker and everybody know it, or you just a good person and everybody know it. But a lot of people, they in between that borderline. Yeah, you get pushed into doing some fucked up shit.
Certain people can bring,
even though you don't want to do no fucked up shit, you still get pushed into doing some fucked up foul shit.
Yeah, I believe that certain people can bring those attributes out of you, and some people can suppress those attributes out of you. I think when you're in a relation of love, you typically don't want to be in a space where that your partner sees you in an ugly light. But if your partner loves you, when a situation happens and your partner has to be in an ugly light, you're able to see the entire thing. So you're like, oh, that's not her. That's not how she normally functions. So if she was moved to be like that, it had to be provoked because I know her heart.
Yeah.
And I think that's the truth on a normal basis. There are parts of me that you've seen that other people have never seen in me, because they don't have the privilege of being in love with me. So you get to see the good, the bad, the in-betweens, and sometimes I don't know if I really want to fuck with her type of shit. And I think that's what's supposed to happen. But I don't know. I pray for the entire outcome of this situation. And
man, I pray he make it. Cause,
stop saying that, because I believe that words have power,
man,
and I don't.
They do have power, and I know them people got power. And like I said, this shit is some shit. If that shit is true, he got evidence of high people in high places. Hey,
you know what I love about our Let's Talk About It.
That's the only thing that I can see is like why, like I said, why they not giving him no bail? They paint him as this deranged killer out here killing people. It's people who killing people every day. They get bail. That just makes no sense to me.
But
so,
like I said before earlier when we was going to the gym, I don't think it's just one thing. I think this is a multitude of things. If he was just beating up Cassie, and that was the only thing we had,
yes, and
then we could say he deserved to go to jail for beating her up.
It's not one thing. They trying to make, like I'm saying, they trying to make sexual preference, whatever the fuck you want to do. They trying to make that as like it's criminal. And they trying to figure out a way to throw a loophole in there to be like, oh, well, since you flew her such and such, that's trafficking cross state. And even though she was a sex worker, this and that. It's just a lot to it on how they trying to pin it in there. It's so,
but I think that it's a gamble. They are pulling straws.
Yeah, they pulling straws, but...
And I think that they're going to have to prove... we know that the law don't work that way. They could not prove and still he could go to jail. But they're going to really have to work hard to prove these allegations. And that's why when they were saying the stuff about the sex trafficking, and that guy was asking him, but help us understand how y'all coming up with these charges. That's why he didn't have a word. He's like, well, we just leaving it open. They leaving it open because they don't have enough actual proof.
So we think. So we think.
Right.
Or the feds or whatever, normally it used to be they always have like a 90% conviction rate.
They say.
But we have seen some cases lately. It was like, ooh, y'all didn't get a conviction? What the hell is going on? So but that's things change, times change, and like I said before, we in crazy times in the world right now. So I do
hope that everybody that's lying about this situation have to pay for their lies.
But we know that ain't gonna happen, especially if it's women.
But hey,
if it's women lying,
karma's everything.
No, yeah, the karma come back around and
everything.
Get you. But if in the court of laws, and if you're a woman and you're lying, we seen that through cases. Now, women, you're not gonna get charged. And like I said, which is crazy. Only man that I didn't see, well, two men that came out on it is the one to try to get the $100 million judgment. He did get a win on that.
Oh.
The $100 million judgment, the dude who's locked up, saying Diddy touched him or whatever, was that a thing?
Whatever.
And he said he felt a hand on his butt while, but he's being locked up and he got a crazy ass criminal record and he wanted the judgment, but then the lawyer scrambled and whatever to get it like set aside for right now while all this other shit is going on. So they came back, I think last night
Is that the dude who came back after the first time that he felt that?
No. I don't know how. I don't know the whole story. Shit is funny, but
on this part I want you to zoom in on
but this
face.
dude is a serious, he's supposed to be killer, beat all type of crazy shit.
That's
He
right.
locked up, but he won $100 million judgment because Diddy and them didn't show up for court. But now they put it on pause, so he ain't got the judgment in yet. So they saying that's a win that Diddy so far got, even though he ain't got bail. But that's a win, so the dude didn't get the judgment.
They said that guilty is pleading not guilty.
Who? I would too. If I'm just having parties and sex parties or whatever, and you come in knowingly, Willie, we about to turn the fuck up, nigga, I ain't doing nothing wrong. I'm enjoying my life. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. But hey, I would plead not guilty too. Now, like the other shit, because like I said, he's not being tried for no assault or none of that other shit. That's not what he's on trial for. They not saying. I haven't seen anything about him assaulting, beating anything up in an indictment. Maybe I need to go through it, which I do got it. I need to go through it some more, but I haven't heard no even attorneys and nobody speak on it, even from Judge Brown. I ain't heard nobody say nothing about him actually physically molly-whopping somebody in this whole thing. Is all about the sex, drugs, and the sex workers. That's pretty much what this is all about. So if you grown adult and you doing what you do, that's one thing I'm saying. Do what you do.
I think it's funny that supposedly, I wonder if they're not able to prosecute for Cassie because Cassie took a payout. Because they're saying that her tell-all book is the driving factor of a lot of personal information that they had. And if that's true, is it why are they not using
that's
more?
That's what I'm saying. They getting from my understanding, everything so far is about what she has said.
So I'm
I
wondering
could be wrong.
if they can't
on what she's seen when she was around and what she endured. This is where they putting pieces, trying to put pieces of this puzzle all together.
So I'm wondering if when she took her payout,
and if she
there
says
was something in there,
and if she says something about, well, what you mean?
When she took the money, if there was a document that she stated that they can't legally bring her into court for all of this.
I think it was. That's what they were saying. Like, you go to court, you're supposed to settle out of court. It's supposed to be done. So somebody broke, which is crazy, which we seen this a lot now. Like, how is this supposed to be sealed shit and it's done?
And then she can still do a book.
No, but stuff is still getting out. it's with all these cases and stuff now. It's just crazy how stuff is going on now. It used to be back in the day when shit was silent. You sign, if you sign this in the court of law, you cannot speak, say anything, do anything about nothing the fuck else.
Even to the fact that they unsealed his stuff.
Who?
Diddy's. They unsealed his.
I mean, for the trial, but they haven't unsealed anything about anybody else who's a defendant or any of that stuff yet. So they said that's supposed to come out here soon about who's all attached to this. So we gonna see who's all attached to this.
Ooh,
But hey, I gotta use the bathroom.
Names come out.
Woo, it's gonna be.
Woo, y'all better run and hide. All of y'all that ain't over in some foreign country, y'all stupid.
Yeah, I'll be out the country right now. You wouldn't see
Even
me.
Judge Joe Brown said, I don't know why he didn't stay
over
there somewhere.
I will say this, cause he like, man, I ain't done shit wrong. But I will say this. This is for whoever's gonna be on trial and prosecuted. And if you're for Team Diddy.
What you mean? Like his homies not coming out?
No, just whoever is gonna be on, have to take the stand or be whatever. If you don't say shit, they ain't got nothing on you. Regardless, they can throw everything out there. If you keep your mouth shut, everybody could walk.
What's the dude from YSL case? The stupid dude that keep getting
Woody.
Y'all better plead a Woody.
Well, they saying that shit, he's gonna be out. They saying, oh boy, Young Thug gonna be out because all the shit. But they gonna have to give him some time or whatever. But from what I done seen, he's probably he ain't getting no more. He ain't getting no life sentence. And they saying
they said 15 years to life.
They saying his shit is attached to hella crime. They saying since that shit they done all got locked up, crime has dramatically went fuck down in Atlanta. I was like, numbers don't lie. So if all this shit was going on between two people and the numbers and drop, hey, it is what it is. But hey, if y'all be quiet, because it was somebody was on, Vlad was talking about, and this happened here in Texas. It was in Waco. It was a big gang shooting, which I see them all the time.
You see gang shootings all the time?
No, the group. It was a big biker gang. I ain't even gonna say their name. Yeah. Shit happened at I can't forget. It wasn't Hooters, but it's a place like Hooters. I can't think of the name. There used to be one around the corner from where we used to live.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it either. But I know what you're talking about.
Shooting, couple people died, whoop-de-whoop, gangs fight, blah, 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 blah. They said nobody went to jail, prison, or anything because everybody shut the fuck up, didn't speak. They stayed on code. Both sides. They stayed on code. Nobody went to jail. Meaning, let them do their work. I ain't saying shit. You gonna figure it out. I'm working with my lawyer and we gonna figure this shit out. But we ain't saying shit.
I think Diddy reaching out to people who had already, then they got actual proof of how many times he called them.
Well, it seemed like it was only one person. He was having to call him back 100 and something times. But hey, we gonna finish this right here. Get back to you the next time. Because, it's been a long one. But I gotta use the bathroom. And,
really?
Yeah.
Nobody needs to know that.
Thanks for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that notification bell.
Y'all pray
subscribe,
for his spirit.
Subscribe to the Most Out Fam channel and get you some baby oil. Peace.
Sometime, and I want to spend some time with you. Just the two of us.